Ito po ang ikadalawampung taon ng aming samahan na kung saan ay amin hong binabalikan at nagre-reflect kami sa lahat ng mga bagay-bagay, sa lahat pong mga pangyayari na nangyari sa amin sa loob ng 20 taon. Ang FSSI po ay isang hindi pangkaraniwan na organisasyon. Ito ay binubuo ng 21 mga national government, non-government organizations, people's organizations na primarily doing development work among and for the poor. Why do we need to celebrate? Our story is a shared journey with poor communities in their quest for economic growth, social inclusion, and environmental sustainability. The FSSI's 20-year existence is a walk with visionary communities across the Philippines, a proof that alternate ways of developing inclusive, just, and sustainable communities may be tested and found. The dismal macroeconomic context, persistent unchanged poverty levels, rising unemployment, rising prices, growing migration, and environmental degradation. We have little choice but to respond to urgent call for action. Perhaps because of the apparently insurmountable odds, we jointly push ourselves to do better. It is 20 years of partnership with communities and support in their aspirations. Our story is a proof that openness is rewarded with success. FSSI's birth is a unique experience in the world's quest to decrease the burden of debt on the third world. It is a creative experiment in finding alternatives to development finance, utilizing the very debt instruments which have otherwise brought misery to the lives of the many poor people in indebted countries. Propelled by the proposition that development requires debt relief in the 1990s, civil society organizations campaigned for debt forgiveness to the external debt creditors. A close and intensive collaboration among Philippine and Swiss CSOs eventually opened the doors for negotiations between the CSOs and the Swiss and Philippine governments. Through a long and arduous campaign and lobby efforts, the Swiss government agreed to cancel the Philippines' commercial debt to Switzerland, which was then about $34 million, provided that the Philippine government raised half of what it owed to establish an endowment fund devoted for sustainable production, which is now the FSSI. Our story is a testament of global solidarity creating possibilities for the world we want. As we enter a new phase of a global development pact and increasing global integration, we bring our story of the zealous and fervent solidarity among Swiss and Philippine CSOs in articulating the role of development instruments used in global partnerships, such as development financing in reducing poverty rather than perpetuating it in poor countries like the Philippines. It is a story of shared confidence in the ability of poor countries of the positive results when duty bearers are willing to listen, of the power of collective effort, and the continuous story of struggles and successes of our partners in building local sustainable economies. Our story is our inspirations in action. Join us in our celebrations. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat.